that. I am so rusty. We have to go live so that this can be in the community for playback. Oh, I don't think I need to do that part. Let's get out of there. I shouldn't have to do that, but we should be good otherwise. All right, as everyone is still coming in, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Like I said, I know we are everybody's kind of getting the cobwebs off. I've been getting so many like emails and text messages, and we're like, wait a minute, where are we? So we are back. Welcome back. Today is July 6th. July 6th. Welcome back, everyone, to your Experts University weekly huddle. I am so happy to be back. You guys do not know how much I missed you, and have been just super excited about bringing back just some more information to get you guys into production, get you guys productive in your businesses. Obviously, you guys know, I get all the news, I get all the headlines, I see all the transactions, I see absolutely everything that's going on. And you know our motto, we're always going to control the controllables, right? We don't control the feds, we don't control the interest rates entirely. There are some little things we can do to help it. But we focus on controlling the things that we can control. And so I have been not on our huddles, but I have 100%. You guys see all the notes and just activities that I have planned over these 4 weeks. You would be like, you should take more breaks. But good to see everyone coming back in. Bonnie, congratulations. A lot of people have closed. You guys, but there's been a lot of closings since we've been off. So I'm very happy about that as well. I'm seeing everyone's marketing. I'm just very proud to see how you guys remained productive and you remained active during our break, right? Everybody here is pretty much part of the community, right? Everyone's part of the community. And you know, my name, Ray Cole Jackson. I'm the CEO of the Experts Group. Under the Experts Group, we operate model mortgage experts, title experts, transaction experts, and of course, your Experts University. Again, I want to remind you guys that, you know, even if you are a solo agent, whatever type of brokerage structure you might be in. Some are with 100% virtual offices, some are with flat fee offices, some are with more active offices. What we want to do at the Experts Group, and specifically under the Experts University umbrella, is to provide you guys with support, to provide you guys with an opportunity and a resource, a consistent resource, whether you change brokerages or not, whether you change locations or not, to provide you with a consistent resource to support you in your business. No one was born a CEO. You have to learn how to do that. Even I had to learn how to. I've been learning for all these years and through all these different businesses. And so even as I always tell you guys, real estate school didn't teach you how to run the business. They taught you how to get your license so that you can get in the business, but they did not teach you how to run the business. And so what we endeavor to do here at the Experts University is to walk with you, guide you, and teach you how to run your businesses successfully, profitably, and happy. Be happy about the work that you do, right? With that being said, you guys know that we are powered by our three brands, our three support services or support vendors. That is Model Mortgage Experts, our mortgage brokerage arm, where we provide a loan for every home. Literally, there is, guys, even in this market, there is a loan for absolutely every home. And I know you guys are saying, oh, well, the interest rate and my client's credit and they don't have down payment. There's a loan for every home. Some may be, you know, this loan might be a little bit more expensive. The terms may be a little bit tight, but we want our buyers to make an informed decision. And if that's what it takes for them to get in that home, we'll find the loan for that home. I promise you, there is a loan for every home. And so any buyer that you get, again, to support you, get you to the closing table, do not hesitate to get them before Model Mortgage Experts loan officer. Okay. Also, transaction experts. Many of you have had the opportunity to work with Jen, our transaction coordinator. If you, again, once you learn your business, there are just some administrative tasks that you should not be involved in. You may think, oh, it's so easy, I can just get it done. Trust me, I'm slapping my own hand many times. There are things that I'm doing that I should not be doing. And I'm like, oh, let's just, but for by and large, 90%. Sometimes I get involved because I feel like I just need to tweak a process or system or something. But the heavy lifting, those things that do not require attorney Ray Cole Jackson, they're with the team. So those things that do not, for sure, Vanya, for those tasks that do not require your real estate license, team, community, for those tasks that do not require your license, let's get into it. Let's get into delegating. You guys know I always tell you one of the best, this is transaction coordinators are like one of the best inventions for the real estate space, because you guys get to avoid one of the largest hurdles to running a business, and that is staff. That's staff. You don't have to pay a salary, right? If you were running a traditional business, you would have to pay salaries whether you were closing or not. When you use a transaction coordinator, they don't get paid until you get paid. Okay. So take advantage of that and be sure to send the information. I'm actually going to send an email out since it appears that the community doesn't have it. So let me make a note. So TC contact info. All right. And then lastly, we are, you powered by Title Experts, the closing table, from contract to close real fast. From contract to close real fast. And so you guys know our Title Experts team is here to service you. So once again, welcome back. Welcome. I promise you guys, it feels like it's been absolutely forever. And like I said, I know everyone is dusting off the cobwebs. I've been getting text messages, emails. Everyone's like, wait a minute, what happened to our calls? I don't see our text messages anymore. So everyone is now like talking and say, yay. So in the chat, or come off mute. I mean, it's what have you guys been up to? Now, I know I've seen many of you at the closing table, so I can call you out. I know who's been closing. So congratulations. Vanya, I really want to call out Vanya because there's a couple things Vanya did. I noticed for sure in these past 4 weeks. Not only did she close multiple times, I see that social media marketing picked up, ma'am. Congratulations to you with getting that done. Donette closings, Gabby, we know Gabby closing. Gabby, good to see you on the huddle. In the chat, what have you guys been up to since we were last together June, guys? June 29th. What did I miss? Good news. Drop some good news in the chat. Prospecting. You've definitely been prospecting, mine. Mostly say hustling. I hear that. Listen, hustling. Every day I'm hustling. I actually have that on my every day I'm hustling. It's on my bookshelf. I hear that. What else? What else have you guys been up to in the 30 days that we've been out? What else? We got some more people coming in. Let them in. That's right, Gail. I was looking for you, Gail. I know you stay active. Showing condos tomorrow in Fort Lauderdale. You what? You relocated to Central Florida? What? I didn't know that. That's big news. Studying contracts and new condo updates. Of course you are. Yeah. Okay. Congratulations. What part of Central Florida? Orlando? What part? Palm Bay. I love Palm Bay. Got your first Come on. Got my first listing under contract. Okay. Switch brokers, learning their system. Hey, change is always a good thing. I was looking at my notes that I wrote down. We hear this all the time, but notes that were in my notebook from December. Firing up. Notes that are in my notes that are in my I have a notebook, and there were some notes from December, and it said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting what? A different result. So sometimes it's time for a change. So congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. So I'm glad you dropped in the chat line fired up, because listen, it's time to double down. Had a contract, but listing had another client go higher. My buyer didn't want to go higher. Hey, that's a conversation. That's a conversation. That's this market. So I'm glad you mentioned that, Caprice. So I bring you good news, and I bring you reality, a reminder of reality as well. All right. So one of the things that I was able to really, I've had a lot, I was able to have a lot of conversations, one-on-one conversations with realtors in the community about, how you're feeling, what's going on with the market, and where do I see things going. I'm sure you guys have seen the post with them saying, oh, 32,000 realtors left the profession since COVID and so on and so forth. And yes, some have left because the market has changed, right? And so the thing, what I want to impress upon you guys is when the market changes, there's not necessarily a change in the fundamentals that must be executed on. There may be a necessity to change how you execute on those fundamentals. And in our case right now, there is absolutely a necessity to change the way you're executing fundamentals. I can tell you guys right now, this market where we've been for the past, at least 4 months, and until the end of 2023, going into 2024, you guys are going to have to double down. You're going to have to double down. This is going to become the professionals market. Does that make sense? This is going to become the professionals market. This is why 32,000 realtors left, because when the interest rates are 1.2, 2.4, 3%, anybody can put a deal together. Everybody can afford. Everyone is selling. Marceline said, yeah, this is now, congratulations, you have walked into survival of the fittest, right? And now you fit in your skill level. It is time to double down and reset on your these 10 areas in order to not only close out 2023 strong. I got good news for you guys. For those of you that double down and you execute even in this tough market, when the market turns, you're going to be flooded with business. You're going to be flooded. It's like 1 + 1 = 2. Success leaves clues. So the things that the successful agents have been doing, they're just doubling down. They're just tweaking. And guess what? When the market, they're controlling the controllables. And when the things that they cannot control level out in their favor, because they are, overflow. So I want you guys to reset your mindset for that right now. That from today going forward, and again, like I said, I've seen a number of you guys still hitting in June, even though we weren't together, and I wasn't able to personally congratulate you. I saw you hitting it. So what I want to tell you guys that have been executing, making the offers, Caprice, exactly, continue to make offers, continue to show property, continue to prospect, continue to market, continue to take the contract classes. It's funny because the things that you guys have dropped in the chat are a number of the things that we are going to be talking about today, or the different areas that you must focus on and double down. Okay. So the first thing, we always have to start at the top: personal development, personal development, personal development. And so one thing, the reason why we have to start here, this is our foundation. As a man thinking, as a man or a woman thinking, as a man or woman, mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. Garbage in, garbage out. Anxiety in, anxiety out. Fretful thoughts in, fretful actions out. But positive thoughts in, positive affirmations, positive experiences. Everybody said, yes, ma'am. Right? This is number one on the list, guys, because I need it to be your number one priority. Now, you can't be, we got to have balance now. You can't spend 8 out of 12 hours meditating. That ain't going to get it. Unless you have some serious automation on the back end. So you can't spend too much time sleeping. I'm not asking you to do that. You can't spend too much time meditating. You can't spend too much time at for my ladies at the nail salon, at the massages and such. You can't spend too much time, but you must spend enough time that you do not burn out. You cannot break the machine. Maintain the machine. Maintain the machine. Right? Maintain the machine, and your mind, your heart, that's the motor. So the first thing I want you guys to do is to maintain the machine. Make sure, if you're not already doing this, that you have a pattern, a habit, a system and a strategy of making sure that you maintain the machine. Are you listening to whatever it does for you? Is it music? Is it exercise? Is it sleep? Is it working out? Is it painting? Is it reading? Is it watching motivational videos? Is it watching sermons, attending church? Whatever it is that maintains the machine, that's number one on the list. That's number one on the list. Maintain the machine. If it's not too intrusive, you might be married or whatever, maybe sleep with AirPods. Maybe when you fall asleep with some type of, just soothing music. When you work, when you're doing your CMAs, when you are planning your route, your showings. Yeah, see, when I'm balanced, I am more productive. You got to stop. If you are not balanced, if you're fretful, everything just gets thrown off. You're short. You need to be calm. All right. So that's number one. Number two, professional development. Professional. I just told you guys, this market is the professionals market. That means time management, goal setting. Now, all the things that a professional does, appearance, attire, speaking, timeliness. When you see someone and you say, oh, they're professional, or you feel like you've had a professional experience, what about that made them look professional to you? What about that experience made that a professional experience? Is that something that you exhibit? Is it something that you would like to exhibit? Take note of it, implement it, incorporate it into your being, into your existence, into your brand, into who you are, right? Professional development. What does a professional do? A professional goes to work every day, likely. Or at the very least, I should say this, a professional follows their business schedule, right? If your schedule is 7 to 7, 4 days a week, fine, but show up. With Friday and Saturday and Sunday off, fine, that's it. But be professional. If you go somewhere and they say they're open until 6, you get there at 5:30, even 5:45, and they're closed already. Where you said they are so unprofessional. They're so unprofessional. Here's another nugget. Other realtors appreciate working with professional realtors. I promise you, you get your deals done. You'll get your offers accepted. You'll get your requests made or granted, right? So you call the lender, or you call the title company, or you call the inspector, or you call the HOA, and you say, good morning, hope you're doing well. This is Musleen with 123 Realty. I was just calling about, I hope I caught you at an okay time. I was calling about my buyer's HOA approval. I know you guys have a turnaround time of 10 business days. Unfortunately, that is going to get us beyond our closing date. Is there any way possible? What can we do to get this approval sooner? Versus that is just ridiculous. What do you mean 10 business days? Who does that? Who does that? That's crazy. And it can be completely unreasonable. But I assure you, you will not, your buyer's application will be at the bottom. Good luck meeting your closing date. Oftentimes, professionalism is conflict resolution. And that wasn't even in my notes. There's a lot of conflict. Or you hear click, exactly, they just hang up on you. There's a lot of conflict because people just get they haven't maintained the machine, right? So everybody's short, they're frustrated. So conflict management, whew, it'll get you a very, very, very long way. That's number 2. Number 3, financial planning. Guys, let's be honest. You're only good as your last commission check that cleared. We're a commission-based business. No one outside of, you dual career agent, which is not a bad place to be at all, right? You have a full-time job and you're building your business. Kudos to you, that works. If you're full-time in the real estate space, kudos to you, that works as well. But I would tell you guys, even if you're a full-time employee, that next check is not promised. No one's next check is promised. Whether you are a W-2 employee or you're self-employed, no one's next check is promised. So it is so time to get those financial measures in place. Many of them. What does that mean? That means retirement planning, income and expense planning, right? Do I have enough reserves? Do I have enough reserves for my business? And do I have enough reserves for my personal life, for my personal expenses? And we all know the magic number is what? 6 months. That's a big number, but you can get there. Start small, start somewhere, but let that goal be 6 months. And how do you do that? You work backwards, right? You say, well, if this is what my number needs to be, if I do these things, you got to be able to figure it out. And guess what? If you've never done it before, you're like, oh, that's so hard. That's the area that you need to focus in. If you cannot sit down and work backwards and say, this is the amount of money that I need to make so that I can continue to put away this for reserves, maintain my lifestyle, maintain my business, so on and so forth. If you cannot do that, this is the area that you immediately need to focus in. Because we know that our financial planning drives our number. It drives our production, right? You guys know we do napkin. We can do it on the back of a napkin, confirming what's our revenue goal, how many deals, what's our average commission per transaction. Divide that amount, your average commission, into your total gross amount. That gives you an average. That gives you a number of transactions that you need. Let's say that number is 24. You divide that into 12. That means we need 2 deals per month. Hello, somebody. And based on our averages, how many appointments, how many showings, how many clients do I need to work with on average to hit 2 deals per month? We want to simplify this math, right? I need to do 2 deals per month in order to hit my revenue goal. And my revenue goal includes making plans for 6 months of a market shift, 6 months of, I just want to take a break, 6 months of, I need to care for this person, 6 months of, you know what, I want to try and tap into a different market or a different industry. It's just a cushion. So if you don't already have that in place, Make sure you start now. And again, do not overwhelm yourself with 6 months, Ray Cole. 6 months times $6,000 or $10,000 a month. That's 60 grand. It's fine. Just figure out the number, put the number together, and then let's start there. Guys, even if it's just $100 per commission check, it's something. It's something. Okay. So financial planning. Make sure you can put this on one page. We've done that training a number of times. Make sure you can put all of this. You remember we talked about your one-page business plan? This needs to be able to be placed on one page. All right. Number 4, market trends and analysis. I know you're like, Ray Cole, you're on number 4, what I have to do. Yep, this is the have to day. This is what you're paid for. You're paid to be able to say, well, this is what's going on in the market. You're paid to be able to say, specifically if you work a farm area, you're paid to be able to say, this is the number of properties on the market. This is how long properties have been sitting on the market. Who said that they had their property on the market for 9 days? You should be able to say the average days on market in this community is 10 days. Mine went under contract in 9. You sit down with a prospective seller and you say, well, average days on market here when the property is priced at this number is 3 days. So how long are you trying to sit on the market? Hello, somebody. Are you trying to just wait and see? Or are we trying to move? Because if we're trying to move, we need to price it here. Because look at my comps. All my comps show that those that are priced there, they go into contract in less than 5 days. Everything that was overpriced and needed a price adjustment sat for at least twice the number of days. They sat for at least 10 days. Or they did not go under contract until they made a price adjustment. See, you got to speak English to them. If they don't understand that, then I don't know what to tell them. Those that were priced appropriately, and this is in black and white, show them the ones that did a price adjustment and how long it took for them to go under contract versus the ones that came out that were priced right. Right? Same thing for your buyers. Everything else that was priced here in this market, exactly, pricing to sell. Everything that's priced in this market at this price went under contract in X number of days. This is its first day on the market. If history repeats itself, this will be under contract in about 3 or 4 days. You didn't make that up. That's what the comps are telling you. You see how they can influence someone to say, ooh, right, I need to make a move, right? It'll also help you guys. It'll help you, again, in your business for you to know whether or not sometimes every potential listing or buyer is not a good buyer just because they're not realistic. So those are usually kind of far off. I'm gonna tell you to work with as many as you can, but make sure you have your parameters, right? But that makes sense. Understanding market trends, you guys realize you got to know, specifically that, especially if this is why having a farm area helps, because you're able to even more narrowly tailor your analysis of market trends. Outside of that, what if you just use the recap that comes out each month from the board? You guys have seen the recaps that come out each month from the board where they say year over year, the difference in, and they listed by every county and property type, whether it's cash, finance, right? Townhouses, condos, single families, at least even be able to speak to that, right? Because as quiet as it's kept, those numbers do match. If you compare national averages to your numbers, they generally match. If the national average is transactions are down 40%, your transactions are probably down 40%. It's tough, but that's why we need more market share, right? So that when that 40% does hit you, it doesn't just completely throw you out of whack. All right. Number 5, we're halfway there. Financing options. This is a big one. This is a very, 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 very big one. Very big one right now. Guys, lenders are creating ways to combat these interest rates. Do you know them? Do you know a 2-1 buy down, a 3-1 buy down, a 3-2-1 buy down, a 1-1 buy down, right? Do you know, is down payment assistance a good option for your buyer? Or is it going to really put them outside of the market because no one wants to wait? Like which down payment assistance program is going to work? Some take longer than others. So should you go that route? Potentially, right? Are you working with investors? Should your investors be looking at what we call DSCR loans, debt service coverage ratio loans, right? Which don't put as much analysis into your borrower's financials, but they look at the property. How much revenue is the property going to generate? And then in that case, some lenders will allow that borrower to have up to 10 loans with them in that portfolio type, right? Are you guys, do you realize that that's a financing type, right? Definitely we know about, you guys should know in general, you know about conventional loans, FHA loans, VA loans, the acronym DSCR, debt service coverage ratio. Debt service coverage ratio, DSCR, right? Do you have borrowers that, no problem. Do you have borrowers that need the I-10 loan, right? They're foreign nationals, right? In this market, for sure, you have to know your financing options, right? Because again, going back to, if you believe, you said there's a loan for every home, there is. Some maybe it's more expensive than others. I know everyone's heard about hard money loans. And there's a reason why they call them hard money loans, because the financing is pretty hard. But if the opportunity is more important to your buyer than the short-term cost, that may be something that they want to explore. Have to know your financing options. You can't be stuck when someone says to you, well, I have a 580 credit score. I don't have much I can put down. Or I have a 580 credit score, or I have a 620 credit score. And I don't have much I can put down, but my parents said that they'll help me. And I haven't owned a home before. What kind of loan is that? Let's see if we drop it in the chat. What should they probably look at? Who knows? They're like, oh, maybe FHA. There you go. There she goes. That's right. FHA. FHA loan all day. Because they're putting 3.5% down. And most times that a family member can give them their entire down payment, can gift them their entire down payment. Good job, Marceline. FHA, right? They could even sometimes they can go conventional. But we know for sure we want to look at FHA because FHA is light on credit score. They're not, they don't ding them so hard on credit score. And that lower down payment, 3.5%, is phenomenal. All right. Awesome. Good job. Number 6, negotiation skills. I'm sure I don't have to tell you. Oh my gosh. Newsflash, you will be negotiating with not just the cooperating agent, but with your client. Your internet was not on your side. You're not just the cooperating agent, but you are negotiating with your client. I promise you. So what if your client says, well, I like it, but I just really, really wanted a master bath, an in-suite master bath. And the other part, it has everything, but it does not have that in-suite master bath. And so here we go. You're negotiating with your client. Say, okay, well, it doesn't have the in-suite master bath, but it has the extra bedroom. It has the eat-in kitchen. It has a formal living room and a family room, right? So it has all these it has a yard. This yard space has 2-car garage. It has washer and dryer. It has everything. So is this worth making an offer and proceeding with this property versus continuing to look for one that has a in-suite master bath? Obviously, let them make the decision, but this is where you start negotiating with them to make a decision on this property versus another. Got to be able to negotiate. Again, conflict management. Number 7, oh my God, this is a big one. Contract law. Number 1, take every opportunity to take a contract class. Every opportunity. And I tell you guys, I teach contract class all the time. I will not be offended if you take it from someone else, because every attorney has different experiences with the contract. And so oftentimes they're going to lean into areas that they've had to specifically address, right? They may lean in on the HOA approval. They may lean in on the financing contingency clause. They may lean in on escrow disputes. They may lean in on the parties, naming parties properly. Some of the stuff, they may lean in on clearing title issues, right? And so for that reason, you want to hear different perspectives. Number 2, you must know your contract like the back of your hand. And I know you're like, wait, Cole, please, you sound crazy. You can know your contract like the back of your hand. One thing I always tell you guys when I teach that contract class is those 12 pages is more pages now since the change that we just had in July. Just one more page. It just ran off the page a little bit. You don't necessarily have to know verbatim, but know where to go in the contract to find the term that you're looking for. Exactly. You're always going to hear things. And here's why you always have an aha moment. Most times, the information alone is one thing, but it's the application of the information that brings understanding. And sometimes application, when we teach these classes, we try to create narratives, right? Or we call them hypotheticals to apply the concept. But there's nothing like you having experienced the thing. You go back in the contract class and they teach the concept. You're like, oh, this was that. And that's what's going to happen. You're going to hear it again. You're going to have had different experiences that's going to apply that information to your experience. I'll know it when I see it. Oh, that's what they were talking about. Okay. So continue to take contract classes. Yes, I stand by. You're going to have to know your contracts like the back of your hand. You're going to have to know how to properly draft contract and addendum. You can't just throw caution to the wind and be like, oh, I guess this is right. Or even, I know somebody said, well, I never knew what that meant, but oh well, got through that closing. Listen, guys, not in this market. When I tell you not in this market, you know why? Sellers are not canceling. Buyers are not canceling. Everyone is holding on to deals. Realtors are holding on to deals. So if you're in a situation that you need to get out of, you better hope that contract is drafted properly, or a situation that you want to keep someone in. Not to scare you, again, this is the professionals market. Last 2 or 3. Digital marketing. You must have an online presence. Congratulations, Vanya. You must have an online presence. It doesn't even have to be you specifically posting, but you must have an online presence. I went to drop my car off for service at Tesla, and older guy, I think he was on Instagram, Facebook. The point is everybody's online. Everybody. And consistency too, exactly. Everyone is online. And guess what? It's too easy now. It might not be like how you want to look all perfectly curated, because that's going to cost. It's going to cost time. It's going to cost money. I can tell you guys, the content that you guys obsess about the most, Take it from me. It costs time and money. It takes more time for sure if you're the one posting. And I tell you, do not, that better not be you guys. If you spending the 8 hours on content, I'm going to come and choke you and snatch the phone and throw it in the water. Stop it. This is not what you should be doing. Do not spend all that time each day on content. You need to, what they call batch. You need to get someone, give them some photos, record some videos. They are professionals. They should be able to do this. And again, you get what you pay for. I will tell you, go on Fiverr, get someone, you can get someone on Fiverr for 50 bucks. It's going to look like 50 bucks, but hey, you're online, right? You can get someone for 85. It's going to look like 85 per month, but hey, you're online, right? And it goes up and up and up and up and up. Do not overpay for this. Again, going back to number 3, financial planning. How much did you say you would spend in marketing? Every business markets. Every business markets. How else would anybody know about you? So make sure in your financial planning and your one-page business plan, where did you allocate for marketing? Where did you allocate for marketing? Lastly, with digital marketing, you should have a website. It could just be a landing page. Most of you should get some type of landing page from your brokerage. If you don't have a landing page from your brokerage, fine. Go grab your domain, whatever your brand is, Vanya Bordeaux, PA, Caprice Brown, PA, Brittany Teagues, PA. Create a landing page, and that just be your website. But you must have an online presence. You must. You must have an online presence. Okay. Yeah, that's number 8 must. Number 9, online transaction tools. Listen, guys, everybody's doing business online. Your consumers expect a digital experience. They expect a digital experience. What does that mean? They expect to create applications. They expect to complete applications online. They expect that. Most do. Now, obviously, you might have some that even young people, they're technologically challenged. But 95%, especially after COVID, 95% of your consumers, they're going to expect an online experience. That includes Calendly, even a Calendly link to schedule a time to speak to you. That includes Zoom for your buyer consultations. That includes Zoom for your home buyer workshops. I was talking to Vanya, she was here for a closing. Listen, guys, on virtual home buyer workshops work all day long. In person has its place, but for consistency, like Marceline says, it's easier for you to regularly execute and for your participants to attend online workshops. And you can record it and send it out, right? So Zoom, you have to get friendly with it. Online documents, your signature blocks, all those different things, you have to have online transaction tools. Of course, DocuSign. I mean, that's a given. You guys, you are not sending documents for wet signature, right? Lastly, client relationship management, your CRM. I say this all the time. If you do not have a CRM in place, you must get one, because how else are you going to be communicating with your clients consistently? And that CRM should not just include emails, but also what? Text messages. You want to be able to send text messages to your database, because everybody sees text messages. Everybody doesn't always you immediately see a text message in comparison to an email. You get to the email at some point. Text messages you see immediately. And you can even send an email with all the information that you want to share and shoot a quick text message, say, hey, go check your email. I just sent you something. And all of a sudden, okay, boom. Now we're driven back to our email, right? So Ashley said, is that in addition to our, maybe not. Sometimes what your brokerage offers may not be, maybe it's not, maybe you don't like it. First of all, I'll start by saying, as they say, the best CRM to use is the one that you will use, right? So you can start there. Some realtors are like even you just made a move. Some realtors are forward thinking. They say, well, I don't know that I necessarily want all my database. That's my business. That's my book of business. I'm not sure that I want the contacts to my book of business with my brokerage's CRM, because if I leave, then I potentially can't get it out, so on and so forth. So those are some of the considerations. So that's a couple answers to that one question. Does it need to be in addition to? It depends. So that's the first answer. It depends. And it depends on those considerations that I just mentioned, as well as others. I will tell you, at the end of the day, you definitely want to utilize a CRM that you can keep, because you're going to be in this business for a very long time. Okay. There's so many different ways you can use the contacts, the book of business. I want you guys to think of it this way. There's so many ways you can utilize this book of business that you're going to develop. What if you decide, I no longer want to necessarily directly prospect, but I want to refer buyers to my colleagues? You can do that through that book of business, right? So always make sure you maintain that book of business. All right. So 10 things that I want you guys to double down on in this market. All right. We hit all 10, and it was a lot, but this is it. We had personal development. We had professional development, financial planning, market trends, financing options, negotiating, contract law. I said contract law specifically. Digital marketing, online transaction tools, and client relationship management. Astrid said, any good suggestions on a CRM? We do this all the time. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a review, a CRM review. And Astrid, it depends. I know Vanya just started using LionDesk, right? Because initially you were trying to figure out KV Core. Some are more complicated than others. Some are more expensive than others. Some are tied to other features that you may or may not use. So I have, and she likes it. Yeah, I have LionDesk, which is very simple. And then I also have KV Core. LionDesk is very simple. And LionDesk allows you to do a lot of different things. And you see, she has both as well. Try out LionDesk Asterisk just to see. They have a trial period that you can use it, and then make a decision. 14 days. There you go. All right. All right. There you go. KV Core is very powerful. It's very powerful, but it can be overwhelming sometimes. So if you can do KV Core, if you like KV Core, stick with it, because there's a lot that it can do. But if you feel like, I'm not using it yet and it's too much to get it up and going, then use LionDesk, which is very simple. All right. All right, guys, mark your calendars. We have a new training starting Monday, July 17th at 10 a.m. It is going to be Model Mortgage Experts Mondays. Mark your calendars. That is going to be mindset, new money, and market updates. There is a need when you come up out of the fog of Sunday to make sure that you hit the ground running. Marlene said added, that you hit the ground running on Monday. I want to make sure that your mindset is prepared for the week. Number two, I want to make sure that you realize that it's time to go get new money. Hello, somebody. Even if you're already under contract, that's old money. And if you closed last week, that is real old money. It's time to go get new money on Mondays. It is time to get new money on Mondays. And then, of course, market update. The market changes so much. We know interest rates change every day. But what are some other things that are changing in the money stuff? What? What's wrong? Don't do that. You gotta tell me why you put that sad face in there. Market updates. Monday mornings. Model Mortgage Experts Mondays. Mindset, new money, and market updates starting Monday, July 17th at 10 a.m. Mark your calendars. Next Tuesday, if you are a member of RAPB, this is a 3 CE contract class, the real RAPB GFLR. Next Tuesday, we are back with the contracts class. That one is through the board. So if you're with like Miami Association, unfortunately, you cannot participate in this one. This is through RAPB's through their board, through their CE, so on and so forth. But the following Tuesday, well, not the following Tuesday, the Tuesday, the 25th, we will have contract to close anatomy of residential real estate transaction on that Tuesday. All right. So those are the Tuesday class that are coming up. On Thursday, our huddles are, we just completed double down today. Next Thursday, doing business in a high interest rate market. Caprice, I assume right now, it's what? Affordability. And so when your interest rate is higher, then your affordability is lower. But again, there are ways to manage that. And so next Thursday, the 13th, yes, we are going to discuss doing business in a high interest rate market. This is not just for buyers, it's also for sellers. Some sellers have that 3% interest rate. I purchased a property and I have a 3% interest rate. So I'm one of the ones that are like, do I want to sell my property at my 3% interest rate? It depends. And so me, yeah, I am. Because there are ways to still do business in this high interest rate market. So that's next Thursday. And then finally on the 27th, no time to waste, strategy to tighten up your time management. So make sure you guys are here for that. Feel free to share and invite your colleagues to our huddles. Lastly, save the date. Oh my God, we've been talking about this for, 9 months now? We will have a live huddle on Friday, September 8th. Location to be determined, time to be determined, but we had to put it on the calendar. Yes, all of this came out of June. I heard you guys. Every time we come together, we need to get together in person. We need to get together in person. So we are going to, pray for me. We are going to do an in-person huddle on Friday, September 8th, 2023. I'm super excited. I am super excited. I can't wait to see you guys. Can't wait to hug you guys. Can't wait to execute and really just reconnect in September. She said happy hour. Because your schedule, we'll see. Oh yeah, you gotta work. Lastly, many of you already have it. As a reminder, when you receive emails with the classes, there should be a link at the bottom for add to your calendar. That will allow you to add the Experts University calendar to your Outlook. And so any events that are scheduled under Experts University will automatically add to your calendar. So make sure you check your emails, go back and check your emails for add calendar, okay? In closing, we did a lot today. I guess I had a lot to put back in. You might never feel ready. Just begin. You might never feel ready. You might never feel ready. You might never feel ready to start reviewing the contract again in a different way. You might not feel ready to start prospecting, to start cold calling for listing appointments, or door knocking for listing appointments, or conducting conducting home buyer workshops. You might not feel ready. Guys, anything that's new to you is most times are going to feel overwhelming. You're going to feel a knot in your throat. Your head is going to hurt. You're going to feel like you can't breathe. You're going to get tired, anxious, like you're going to be frustrated, short-tempered, just because it's new. And it's not going to go away until you do it. It's almost like just jumping into the pool. You might never feel ready. Matter of fact, you're not going to feel ready, because there's going to be, just one more thing. You're never going to feel 100% ready, but just begin. Again, this market is for the professionals. And some of you are saying like, I've only been in the business 2 months. I've only been in the business two years. And such has been in the business for 5 years. And I don't know if I can. And if I've only been doing this for 2 days, you might never feel ready. Just begin. The expert was once an amateur. The experts, even these experts, they were once amateurs. Everyone had to learn and start someplace. So today, begin. First step, one foot in front of the other. And all of a sudden you'll look up and you'll find yourself in the expert seat. All right. All right, guys. Welcome back. Happy Thursday. I will see some of you guys next Tuesday on the contract class. Gail, you got a question or are you saying bye?
I have a question. So tomorrow I'm feeling exactly like you described because I'm not familiar with condos in Broward.